And the Wizards ready to get to work on their home court. This was earlier today as they came through the tunnel. That's the United States Supreme Court building here in our nation's capital. We're coming to you today from Washington, D.C. Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, the Wizards have struggled to resume their playoff chase of a few years ago. Their star Bradley Beal said a culture change was needed, but with the imminent return of John Wall, there's some reason for optimism. Wall said, "I love this team. We have some great young pieces." But he knows in order for them to win, they're going to need to improve their depth and have veterans who understand their roles. Guys, back to you.
David, thanks. Look at the opening lineup for the Memphis Grizzlies. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Winslow in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Wizards, Wall runs the point with Beal at the 2. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. And it's Avdia in at the small forward. And it's going to be the Grizzlies off the tip. Morant with it. It's stolen by Wall. And now Avdia pushing it up, and no one back to stop him. And finished off by Avdia.
Look how active Wall is, especially on defense. He's constantly on the prowl.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And what an incredible shot in the arm for this franchise. The opportunity to draft a potential superstar in j.morant, and they had only a 6% chance of landing that number 2 overall pick.
This is his first free throw of the game.
A 78% foul shooter a season ago. Pretty steady when he's at the line.
First one falls for him. They've had a lot of good players come through Memphis over the years, GA, but probably no one with Morant's upside.
He has future league MVP potential. Once the three-point shot is consistent, once he cuts back on the turnovers, I just don't know how you stop him.
Both free throws good from Morant.
And what really separates Morant, the intangibles. He has a great camaraderie with his teammates already.
Beal finds Bryant. Outside, Wall. On the wing, Bryant. Guarded by Valanciunas. And that one's good. Hachimura.
Well, Hachimura does not like to hesitate when he likes a shot. I mean, he gets the mid-range look and drains it.
Pass to Valanciunas. Got a piece of it. They get a hand on it. Jackson dishes to Winslow. And the dunk by Winslow.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stop.
Oh, yeah, bang, bang. An impressive sequence that has them fired up.
Beal, the pass to Bryant. And Bryant slams it in.
Never any doubt where Bradley Beal's going with that pass. I mean, if he has a teammate that wide open, he's not going to miss it.
Morant against Wall. It's Morant with the drive. And he gets it to go.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, it's the attack mindset. I mean, that helped him prevail right there. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut.
Now here is Hachimura. Over in the corner, Avdia. All 3 off the mark. The Grizzlies have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And now running up the court, Avdia pushing it up. No one near Wall as he lets it go. But they get it back. Bryant passes to Beal. Lets it go with the three. And it's Morant with the rebound.
They get away with it here, but that's not a shot you should ever be giving up.
Valanciunas trying to free himself up. And that one's good. Morant's got 6. You know, when you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say, more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now. Here's Wagner. It's good.
Well, that almost 7 feet. Wagner can really own the boards, grabs the rebound, and finishes the play strong.
And last year, to create cap space for Anthony Davis, the Lakers traded Wagner to the Wizards, and boy, he showed a lot of promise.
Yeah, he became the first player since Yao Ming to score 30 points and pulled out 15 rebounds off the bench. And if you think that was a fluke, why don't you go back and watch the Rising Stars game? He showed he can match up with the elite talent.
Here's Smith. Jaren Jackson making his last shot. Count it.
Yeah, Smith may not shoot often, but when he does, it's usually a high percentage attempt.
Morant, the bounce pass. Count that one.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there. Beautiful.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Pertinis. No good that time, and it's Memphis the other way. Morant drives in. Rebound, Washington. Smith outside. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Smith's got 5 points so far.
And this is the one area Smith must continue to work on. I love seeing him knock down the 3-ball, expanding his range.
From deep three-point range, Valanciunas finds Morant. Oh, the lob to Valanciunas, and stolen by Wagner. And that one released in time, but no good. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Wizards lead by 1. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And we chatted with Bradley Beal recently, who touched upon the joys of playing at home.
Being yourself, being in your own comfortable setting, and then an arena packed full of your own fans rooting and cheering you on. That's constant motivation and just energy, that puts us into this mindset that we have to win at home.
Greg, it goes without saying just how important playing at home is.
It's a matter of pride, making your opponent feel uncomfortable. 2 advantages that erode when you lose in your own house.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Yeah, it's a gambling style that pays off, keeping things in disarray for that offense.
So on the floor to begin things for Memphis here in the second quarter. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. And it's Winslow in at the 3. Valanciunas, good.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Wizards trail by 3. Smith the pass to Wagner. And here's Bertans. Takes a 3. That shot off the mark. And here's Brooks. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint. And judging Morant's game early on, I've heard a few people with Allen Iverson comparisons.
Well, put me in that number as well. That's going to be tough to fill up, but it just means he has the potential, the quickness, the athletic ability, the IQ, the handles. They're both lightning fast, slight builds, both tough. And you see the explosive ability to get to the rim and finish. I'm going to ask my boy AI what he thinks about the young Ja.
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Passes it to Avia. Looking to end the run. Out of bounds. Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession. A fantastic mobile one block. This one deserves another look.
The defensive awareness, the timing. When you have to face a defender that can reject you like that, it can alter your approach.
Puts it up off the inbound.
With strength and physicality, Brooks causes problems on the defensive end.
Guys, they've been getting it done.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Wizards trail by 6. Here's Beal. The Wizards with another miss. Morant surveying the D. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Beal gets a wide open look. Beal with another miss. Now the Grizzlies with it. 9 points in a row. Good run for him right now. Morant, the bounce back. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Well, this is why Morant's teammates love to play alongside him. I mean, exceptional vision, and he's incredibly unselfish.
Washington's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Washington calls timeout. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalry. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
That's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
And Wall kicks to Beal. The pass to Hachimura. Back to Beal. Just 5 to shoot. And again, Washington no good.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
No, doing anything they can to stop the bleeding, but so far they've had no answer.
Now here's Morant. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Brooks with no one around. Off target from outside. For Washington, they've gone an abysmal 0 of 6 from the field since the second quarter began.
It's time for him to start looking for other options. They can't let him keep shooting. His touch is gone.
In transition, here come the Wizards. There's Beal with the 3. Kept alive. Wall. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Wall's got his first points of the game. And they double up Morant. Winslow kicks to Valanciunas. To the paint. Here's Morant. He doesn't hit that one. Now the Wizards take it the other way. And here's the fast break. Beal leading the way. Wall passes to Beal. Baseline Jay on the way. Good on that shot. And with that, the Memphis lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from John Wall. Here's Morant. And finished off by Morant.
Well, you see the burst. Morant very hard to catch once he gains a step.
Here's Wall. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Wall's got 6 in the quarter.
I mean, he makes plays like that in his sleep. The game is just far too easy.
Here's Morant. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
One thing Morant does with consistency, I mean, he keeps defenders off balance.
Grizzlies have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3. That's good from Morant. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Ja Morant has been leading the charge, guys, for the Memphis Grizzlies. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. There was no stopping Ja Morant in the first half. He had 16 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. He was on the fringes in their last game. Tonight, he's been the centerpiece. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Grizzlies?
They shot a great percentage from the field, and not by accident. The movement was good. They made good decisions. The coach loves to see that kind of efficiency out of his guys.
Kenny, your take on Washington so far?
To me, they looked out of sync shooting the basketball. Under 40% for the first half. Some of it was poor shot selection, but mostly it just looked like they were out of rhythm. For the second half, they need to push more for buckets in transition. Get to the foul line a little bit more. Try to get back in the flow.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Taking a look at the Wizards. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Wall runs the point with Beal at the 2. And it's Avdia in at the 3 slot. Here's Morant following the basket by John Wall. And that one's good. Morant's got 18 points in the game.
Well, when you have a guy like Morant, an elite ball handler who can hit from anywhere, there's no real limit to the points he can score.
Morant against Wall. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 in the game.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grind it out game.
Here's Morant. Here's Jackson out to Morant. Another shot. He takes it up and lays it in. Morant's got 20.
His individual effort has been outstanding tonight, and it's helped him grab the lead.
And despite that funky delivery, Jackson Jr. has become one of the more lethal three-point shooters in this league, no matter the position.
Give his father a lot of credit. He and his mom. It's in his DNA. I played with his father in Washington, and he was a knockdown, deadly shooter, champion with the Spurs as well. Now, as far as Jackson Jr., he's already shooting around 40% from beyond the arc. That's an incredible number for a player his age. It makes the Grizzlies very difficult to match up with defensively.
Avdia, Justice Winslow picking up that last bucket. And there's a whistle. That goes on Dylan Brooks. That is his first foul of the game. Davis Bertans checks in for Washington. How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
Man, he's all over that shot. Has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
Here's Beal. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Outside, Wall. Good. It's Beal picking up the assist. Beal's got 3 assists now in this one.
They're on target from the start of the half. I mean, they're moving well. They're getting some good shots. Now, that makes them 3 for 4 from the field since halftime. I thought that one was going to go down. The mid-range jumpers, oh, man, that's usually a bunny with the deep playing soft like that.
Memphis leading by 6. Here's Morant. Wall with a block.
Wall, I mean, one of the things that's underrated is that he's an insane athlete. Right there, he's just showing what an incredible defender he is with these type of blocks.
Mo Wagner's checked in for the Wizards. Brown comes in for Avdia. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Puts one up from 19, and that one's good. Morant's got 22. Greg, you were drafted 12th overall by the New York Knicks and then 2nd overall by the Grizzlies. And oh, look at him fly!
Gotta enjoy watching Wall take flight. He's a sensational dunk artist.
The Wizards shooting their first free throw of the contest.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
Is Smith. He's checked in for Bradley Beal.
The #1 overall pick in 2010. I mean, Wall became a bona fide star. He plays with an edge and energy.
It's Morant with the drive.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
What a performer this guy is. He relishes the chance to hammer it down.
Here's Wall. They get it back. Great positioning on the putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
From the line, here's Valanciunas. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Oh, he uses his physical tools to the fullest when attacking the defense. That's a heads-up play by Valanciunas.
Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. It's Wall with the drive.
And Kevin, even though they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular, and he did.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it. The Wizards have shot just 1 free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game. And the Wizards making a change here. Bogga's checked in. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. And finished off by Morant.
That's what a point guard with length gives you. I mean, Morant is built perfectly for the modern game.
Wizards trail by 6. Smith outside. Back to Wall. Pass to Bertans. Clock at 6. Outside, Wall. Over Brooks. And again, Washington, no good.
I think he lets the D get to him there, and he rushes it. I mean, he has plenty of space there if he just takes his time.
Gets it off. And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. So on the floor for Memphis, Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Winslow in at the 3 spot.
You got to love how attacking Morant is. I mean, he's so excellent at forcing the issue and getting the foul.
And he makes the first. He's off on the second. And one of the premier floor spacers in this game now, Bertans. Greg presents a matchup nightmare.
I mean, no one can challenge his shot. He's 6'10", has that high quick release, and can hit it from 30 feet. 2 years in a row now, he's been over 42% from range. And the scary part is he's starting to round out the rest of his game.
The 6'10" Bryant is solid at drawing contact, especially when he's doing his best to score.
And floor spacing is key for any offense, and that's what makes having a center like Bryant so valuable.
Yeah, G.A., his confidence from beyond the arc grows every year. Has a smooth shot release, nice touch, can pop it right over the top of pretty much any defender. He's only going to get better.
And that one falls for Bryant.
And when Bryant had that special night from the floor a few years ago, when he went 14 for 14, only one player in NBA history had more makes without a miss in a game. You might know his name. Wilt? Yeah, pretty good company.
Hachimura is checked in for the Wizards. Morant passes to Jackson.
So difficult to defend Morant in the pick and roll. I mean, he can create passing angles in tight quarters.
Now, here is Smith. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on j.morant. That is his first foul of the game. And Washington making a change here. Beal's checked in. Smith surveying the D. Poked away. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And finished off by Morant.
Well, so often we see this transition buckets off turnovers.
This is why coaches preach ball security to their teams. That sequence right there.
Beal against Brooks. Pulls up. High post. Beal can't get it to go. And the Grizzlies leading by 9. Morant drives in. And finished off by Morant.
Ooh, rolling to the rim with force. Love when Morant goes hard and converts with the slam.
Washington calls timeout.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
4 rotations. I mean, slow help and just not enough toughness on the interior. They've got a lot to talk about.
Checked in for the Wizards. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during that break, Kevin, I heard what Scott Brooks said to his team. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we put ourselves in this hole, and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes, guys.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Yeah, right now it feels like they can't miss. We'll see how long they can make this last.
Bryant with it. Now Valanciunas defending. Here's Beal. The Wizards with another miss.
His touch has been off tonight, and now his judgment is off too. Shot.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Yeah, and it hasn't just been the offensive output. They're putting in the work at the defensive end as well.
Now Smith. Hachimura kicks to Smith. Back to Hachimura. And the dunk by Hachimura.
And dropping the sledgehammer there, he curbs a 10-0 run by the Grizzlies.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Grizzlies. Here's Morant. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Morant's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Grizzlies.
The biggest factor tonight had to be their great shooting. They shot much better than the other team.
Yeah, they were working hard on both sides of the floor, but that sky-high field goal percentage plus the pressure defense to force the other team into a lot of misses. Love the effort tonight.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Ja Morant.
He was the one dictating the pace tonight, playing up-tempo or slowing it down, but always scoring.
Back to Beal. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Far from just an outside score. Beal also has the skills needed to capitalize close to the basket.
Here's Morant.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Shoot two.
The first free throw is good. And Washington going with a whole new group here. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And the dunk by Robinson.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, how they ended this one is much different than how they started it. And that's a shame.
Here's Morant. Misses the step-back jump shot. 19 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Robinson for 3. Drills the three-pointer. Here's Morant. Pass to Winslow. Back to Morant. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Jonas, you have a lot on you in terms of patrolling the paint. How do you think you're doing?
I feel good. There is a better game, there is a worse game, but, I'm bringing energy every game. I'm fighting, and my job is take rebounds, set of screens. I'm doing that job.
It's grunt work, but you're good at it. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you later.